This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, July 25th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now they are live from Madison Square Garden, and this is the first Raw without Vince McMahon being in charge. So yeah. Here we go discussing about it. So we kick off Raw like immediately with Miz and Logan Paul brawling inside the ring. They was both going at it like right at the start of Raw. So yeah, it was a pretty hot start to, for Raw to kick off and stuff. So yeah, they kept on brawling and everything. Referees and WWE officials and all that was got in there to break up the brawl, and they kept on going at it and stuff. So yeah, it was a good way to start off Raw with the feud and stuff. So yeah, it was just great. I'll say that much. And then we kick off Raw like officially then with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos and Paul Heyman. They all come out to the ring, and Roman looks at him and he goes like, "I don't want to talk." And then he passes over the mic to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman was talking about how Roman Reigns will destroy Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam this Saturday, and not only that Roman Reigns, when Sunday comes around, Roman Reigns will be the Universal Champion for 700 days. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman was saying. So it'll be 3 years, which is insane. I'm not even going to lie. And you know what? Even though I hear a lot of people talking crap about Roman Reigns still being champion because he's not around like that, I will say that much, that it does make the titles prestigious in a way. Like, even though Roman Reigns ain't there all the time defending it or whatever in matches, it's alright because Brock Lesnar done the same thing a few years ago, and the titles meant a lot, but Lesnar was not defending it really. Like, Roman Reigns, he's been like the same way pretty much, but at least he's been defending it a little bit more than Brock Lesnar was a few years ago. So yeah, I'll say that much. So yeah, just a lot of people hating on it, and you know what? I'll tell you my predictions this weekend when with SummerSlam and stuff later on. So yeah, but yeah, Paul Heyman was talking about that, talking about how Roman Reigns will be the last man standing and all that stuff. So yeah, he was saying all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Money in the Bank Theory comes out. Theory was talking about how not only he will win back the United States Championship and defeat Bobby Lashley this Saturday at SummerSlam, that he will cash in the Money in the Bank contract and become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion and walk out with all 3 titles. So yeah, that's what Theory was talking about, and Roman Reigns was talking about, "I'm getting tired of you interrupting me. I know you're kind of upset and all that your daddy's gone now," and it was just a pretty good line and stuff. And then, of course, the fans chanting, "Daddy's gone," and talking about who's your daddy and all that stuff. And then Roman Reigns was like, "Oh, trust me, if he don't stop interrupting me, I'm going to be his new daddy." So yeah, that's what Roman Reigns said. And, Roman was talking about, "Oh, I'll guide you down your road tonight, Theory." So yeah, that's what he was saying. And then Roman was walking out the ring, pats Theory on the back, gets out of the ring, and then we see Jey Uso come up and neck Theory on the way out, and then Theory got pissed off, attacks Jey Uso, hitting him with the briefcase and stuff, and then Jey Uso was going to get back up and do something, but Roman Reigns tells him, "Nah, don't worry about it." So yeah, that's what happened there, and yeah, Theory will be on Raw up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, pretty good start to kick off Raw tonight. Yeah, so great stuff. So yeah, see you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get a one-on-one match going. Now, Theory was talking on the mic and stuff, talking about Roman Reigns and stuff, and then all of a sudden Drew McIntyre interrupts him, and then we get a match underway. It was the first match of the night. It was Drew McIntyre taking on Theory one-on-one, and it was an okay match. The match was going pretty good and stuff. McIntyre was taking control of this match very early on. At one point, he hit the Future Shock DDT on the Theory, and then he was setting up for the Claymore, but Theory rolled out the ring and stuff. And then, they continued brawling and everything, going at it and stuff. They was going back and forth. And then at the ending, it looks like McIntyre was going to pick up the win where he hit Spinebuster on the Theory, and then rolls through with the jackknife cover onto Theory, but Theory kicked out too. And then as soon as McIntyre was setting up for the Claymore, waiting for Theory to get back up, all of a sudden we see the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland get on the ring apron and stuff. McIntyre tried to fight him off, but it led to disqualification. So yeah, Drew McIntyre defeated Theory by DQ, and the Brawling Brutes and Theory was beating down Drew McIntyre in the middle of the ring, just beating him down and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we see the United States Champion Bobby Lashley run out, saving Drew McIntyre, beating down Sheamus and Theory, and got him out the ring. And then Theory was trying to come back, trying to attack Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley from behind with the Money in the Bank briefcase. But then they turn around, seen him, and then Theory quickly got out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, for that match between McIntyre and Theory, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. So yeah, that's why I'll give that match, even though it ended in DQ. Which I hate DQ finishes, but next we're going to be seeing a tag team match with all of them. Bobby Lashley teaming up with Drew McIntyre to take on Theory and Sheamus up next in a tag team match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was the United States Champion Bobby Lashley teaming up with Drew McIntyre to take on Sheamus and Mr. Money in the Bank Theory in a tag team match. And it was a pretty good tag team match. The reason why this match came all about was because previously we had Theory versus McIntyre on Raw, and then it led to DQ and stuff with Sheamus and them attacking McIntyre, and then Bobby Lashley got involved, and that's how this tag team match came all about. So yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, it was a pretty good tag team match. At the ending of this match, we had Theory and Lashley that was illegal men in this match. Sheamus was interfering, beating down Lashley and stuff, but then McIntyre comes up, clotheslines him over the top rope, went over with them. Both of them kept on brawling, and then Drew McIntyre hit some white noise on the Sheamus outside on the floor. And then Theory got up, he lifts Bobby Lashley up, got some up on his shoulders, about to hit A-Town down onto Lashley, but then he spots Dolph Ziggler at ringside, scrolling down on his phone and all that stuff, and Theory was distracted by that. Lashley took advantage by locking in the Hurt Lock and then make Theory tap out. So yeah, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre defeated Theory and Sheamus tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good tag team match. So yeah, with that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good tag team match between all 4 of those guys. But then after the match ended, we see Theory walking up the ramp, holding up the briefcase and stuff, and then he turns around and then he gets hit with a double super kick by the Usos, getting laid out. Roman Reigns comes out, grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase, puts it on Theory's chest, and tells him to make the right decision at SummerSlam. So yeah, that's what Roman Reigns said, and they walked out. So yeah, it was a pretty good stuff. And then we get a nice video package of Rey Mysterio's whole career, because up next he'll be celebrating his 20 years in the company. So yeah. But yep, that's going to be happening up next. But like I said, great video package showing his whole, showing his debut, going up, winning the Royal Rumble and stuff like that. Just great stuff. But yeah, and then we see him backstage pulling up in his car, with his wife and his kids. So yeah, up next we'll be seeing him celebrate his 20 years in WWE. So yeah, that'll be up next. So, yep, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, before we talk about Rey Mysterio's celebration, the match, and all that stuff, we gotta talk about Dolph Ziggler. So, yeah, Ziggler was getting interviewed backstage, and he was talking about why he's actually been going after Theory and all that. He says that Theory needs to learn some discipline and stuff, because all this stuff, all these accomplishments, everything that he never even earned is going to his head and all that. So he's trying to teach him a lesson. So yeah, that's what Ziggler was saying. And the Styles comes up and, talking to him and all that, congratulating him and all that stuff. And says he understands why, why Ziggler has been doing that stuff. So yeah, that's what he's been saying. And then all of a sudden we see Alpha Academy come up and challenge Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles in the match for tonight's Raw. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles will be taking on Alpha Academy tonight in a tag team match. And then after that, we get to Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary celebration. So yeah, Rey Mysterio and Dominic comes out, And Ray, of course, is thanking everybody, thanking the fans, talking about how he got so many years that he's been, being in the WWE, and he appreciates his time and has so many great rivalries and all that stuff, moments and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Ray was talking about. And then he started naming off some superstars like the great rivalries with Batista, Eddie Guerrero, so many people, and becoming a tag team champion with the Sun and all that. How Dominic will be carrying on the Mysterio legacy after Ray's long gone. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And then all of a sudden, Dominic spots Finn Balor walking through the crowd, and they was waiting for Finn Balor, and then we see Damian Priest walking on the other side of the crowd coming through. And then they go on commercial break, comes back on. It's a match, one-on-one match. Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor one-on-one. Dominic and Damian Priest was at ringside. Then we get to the ending of this match where Finn Balor had a steel chair in his hands. He was trying to act like he got hurt by Rey. But Damian Priest was distracting the referee because of Rey having the chair. And then Dominic got on the ring apron after the referee told Damian to get down. Dominic got on the apron, distracting the referee, and then Rey grabs a steel chair out of Finn Balor's hands, hits him in the stomach with the chair, and then got him onto the second rope. Priest gets in the ring. Rey drop kicks him in the back and knocking him on the second rope. Dominic gets inside. Both of them hits a double 619 onto Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And then Rey climbs at the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the frog splash onto Finn, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Rey Mysterio defeated Finn Balor tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it a pretty good match between those two. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we see Bianca Belair appearing on Monday Night Raw up next. So yeah, she'll be on Raw up next. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, before we talk about Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, we got to talk about the Mysterios. So yeah, they were celebrating backstage, and then we see Ray's daughter Aaliyah come up with a present, and it was a mask that he wore, making his WCW debut and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And then all of a sudden we see Rhea Ripley come up. And yeah, she makes her return back on Monday Night Raw tonight. So yeah, she was over there. And then Aaliyah goes up to her, and then Rhea Ripley pushes her, and then grabs Dominic, dragging him out there. And then Ray's chasing after her, and then all of a sudden he gets attacked from behind by Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They beat up Dominic, and then Priest power bombs Rey Mysterio through a table backstage, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get the Raw. So yeah, Bianca Belair was in the ring, and then all of a sudden Becky Lynch comes out, and Bianca kept on interrupting Becky every time when Becky was trying to talk about how she's the greatest and the bestest and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what she was saying. And then Becky got enough. They both start brawling. Becky grabs her hair, pulls her out of the ring. Both of them kept on going at it, and then a bunch of officials and stuff had to break it up. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, it was okay stuff to keep on continuing the feud. And then after that, we see Alexa Bliss backstage, talking about how it doesn't matter who is the champion at SummerSlam between Becky and Bianca. Whichever one it is, she's going to go after the title and get into the picture as well, the title picture. So yeah, that's what Alexa Bliss said. But she'll be facing Doudrop up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get a one-on-one match. It was Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop one-on-one. But before I talk about that, now we see Rey Mysterio getting helped out backstage, and all of a sudden Damian Priest and Finn Balor comes up. Dominic gets in their face, and then all of a sudden it was a distraction. So Rhea Ripley can hit a big boot onto Rey, laying him out again. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the match. It was Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop with Nikki ASH at ringside. And it was an okay match. At the ending, we see Doudrop running her shoulder into the ring post. Well, actually, right when the match started, she hit a crossbody onto Alexa Bliss, almost getting the 3 count, but Alexa kicked out at 2 because Nikki ASH was distracting her and all that. But yeah, at the ending, we see Doudrop run into the ring post with her shoulder. And then Alexa climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to hit Twisted Bliss. But while the referee was checking on Doudrop, we see Nikki ASH knock Alexa Bliss off the top turnbuckle. And then all of a sudden that lets for Doudrop to pick up Alexa Bliss on her shoulders, and then Bliss hits a tornado DDT onto Doudrop, which was pretty nice, and then pins her for the 3 count. So yeah, Alexa Bliss defeated Doudrop tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay match. But up next, we're going to be seeing Logan Paul hosting Impulsive TV up next on Raw. So yeah, that segment will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we see Logan Paul backstage, and then AJ Styles comes up talking about how I don't like you, but I don't like The Miz even more, so just beat the hell out of him at SummerSlam. So yeah, that's what he said at Logan Paul. But then Logan Paul hosts his TV show, Impulsive TV. So yeah, he comes out and he's trying to make it better than Miz TV and all that. He starts talking about The Miz, how he's going to beat the hell out of him and beat him at SummerSlam and stuff. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But then Maurice comes out making her return back on Monday Night Raw. She comes out talking about Miz's balls and stuff, talking about how talking about the inches that you measure your balls and stuff like that. And then Logan looks at her and says, "Who the hell measures their balls?" And then Miz comes out, and Miz was like, "I do." And then, yeah, it was just pretty funny stuff. Still talking about Miz's balls and all that. And then Maurice slaps Logan Paul, and then Logan Paul looks at Maurice and says, "Well, Maurice, you got bigger balls than Miz." So yeah, that's what happened there. Miz got pissed off. And then all of a sudden we see Ciampa come up from behind, attacking Logan Paul. And then Logan Paul was fighting back and stuff, beating down Miz and Tommaso Ciampa. But, the numbers game was catching up. They started beating him down, and then Miz picks him back up, hits the Skull Crusher finale onto Logan Paul, laying him out and standing tall. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good segment. It was an okay segment with Logan Paul and Miz. So yeah, just a way to move forward with a feud until SummerSlam. So yep, that's what happened there. But then we get backstage, and then we see the Usos and the Street Profits get interviewed with the special guest referee Jeff Jarrett there. And then, the Usos and the Street Profits talking so much crap, and then Jeff Jarrett has to tell them to hush and stuff and say they don't want no problems tonight because he will be watching, and all that stuff. And then he walks away, and then they start arguing again, and Jeff Jarrett comes back up. They get quiet, and then he walks away, and then they stay quiet. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, later on tonight on Raw in the main event, it will be the Bloodline versus versus the Street Profits and Riddle tonight in a 6-man tag team match. That will be the main event. But up next, we're going to be seeing Alpha Academy versus AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was AJ Styles teaming up with Dolph Ziggler to take on Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy, tonight in a tag team match. And it was a pretty good tag team match. At the ending of this match, we see Gable knocking down Ziggler. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off for the moonsault, but Ziggler moved out of the way and Gable lands on his feet. But then as soon as he lands on his feet, he gets hit with a super kick by Dolph Ziggler. And then Ziggler pins him. 1, 2, Otis breaks up the pin at 2, and then AJ Styles jumps off the top rope, trying to hit the phenomenal forearm onto Otis, but Otis catches him, and then Ziggler comes up with a super kick on Otis, but he was still standing up, and then that's when Styles hits the peg leg kick onto him, and then Otis finally got knocked off his feet and fell out of the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then Gable tries to come through, try to hit that roll through German suplex on the Styles, but Styles grabbed onto the turnbuckles, which Gable rolls through, and then as soon as he rolled through, he gets hit with a zigzag by Ziggler, and then Ziggler pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler defeated Chad Gable, Otis, Alpha Academy tonight on Monday Night Raw in the tag team match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Great match. But up next, it will be the main event. It will be Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, teaming up with Riddle to take on the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay the Usos, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that 6-man tag team match will be happening up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a main event. It was a six-man tag team match. It was Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, teaming up with Riddle to take on the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, with Paul Heyman at ringside. It was a pretty good six-man tag team match. If you have yet, go check out this match. In my opinion, match of the night. So at one point, I think it was Montez Ford that's the one that was busted open from the nose, it looks like. So yeah, there was a little bit of blood in this match. But we get to the ending of this match where Roman Reigns was the one that was tagged in. He hits the Superman punch onto Riddle. He goes for the pin, but the pin gets broken up by the count of 2 by Montez. And then the Usos was trying to brawl with him, and he got him out of the ring. And then Montez jumps over the top rope with a front flip onto both of them, I think it was. And then Angelo comes up and knocks one of them over the barricade and stuff. And then Roman comes up, runs Angelo Dawkins into the announce table and the steel steps, laying him out. And then he was trying to get back into the ring, but Riddle comes up, hitting a DDT onto Roman off the second rope. And then he was setting up for the RKO. He jumps up for it, and then Roman reverses it by pushing him down. Riddle smacking the back of his head on the mat, and then Roman hits the spear onto Riddle and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, the Bloodline defeated the Street Profits and Riddle tonight in the 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good 6-man tag match. I'll give that match 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Great match to end off Raw. So yeah, it was a damn good match. But then after the match ended, we see Seth Rollins come out, and he was looking at Roman face to face, and then Roman's like, "Go ahead if you want to." And Seth gets in the ring, attacks Riddle, throwing him out of the ring, hits the curb stomp onto him one time outside the ring, and then grabs the steel steps, smacking him in the head with the steel steps, and then puts him on top of him on the steel steps, and then hits the curb stomp onto Riddle onto the stairs as well. So yeah, laying him out. So yep, that's what happened there. Rollins just laying out Riddle tonight on Raw. That's what happened. But yeah, like I said, pretty good main event stuff. And what happened after the match was pretty good as well. So yeah, great stuff for that match. Like I said, I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. In my opinion, that was match of the night. There were some good matches, like the tag team match with Alpha Academy and Styles and Ziggler was okay. Drew McIntyre versus Theory, it was alright until it ended in DQ. McIntyre teaming up with Lashley to take on Theory and Sheamus was okay. Alexa Bliss versus Dewdrop, I didn't care for that match. The segment with Becky, Lynch, and Bianca Belair was pretty quick. I'm not even going to lie, but it was an okay segment. Logan Paul brawling with Miz on the opening of Raw was pretty good. Just to kick off Raw as starting up. Roman's segment from earlier, where at the beginning of Raw, was pretty good. Logan Paul's segment with Miz and stuff, with Miz and Ciampa attacking him, was an okay segment. And yeah, I think that was everything. There was probably more stuff, obviously. Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary was great, and his match with Finn Balor was okay. So yeah, but like I said, in my opinion, the main event was the match of the night. But yeah, it was an okay episode of Raw. Yeah, in the first Raw without Vince being in charge, pretty much. So yeah, but we're going to probably see some creative stuff being different since Triple H is the head of creative now. So yeah, but I think that'll happen like in a few weeks, definitely after SummerSlam and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, it was an okay episode of Raw for tonight's Monday Night Raw. I'll give 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, it was just a go home episode for SummerSlam. So yeah, but I'll do my SummerSlam predictions this week. Look out for that. I'll do my Friday Night SmackDown reviews this Friday, SummerSlam reviews, I think it's on Saturday, and AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. So yeah, look out for all that stuff, and subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Until then.